So you want to learn how to play Piltover the right way and even the best way to force it. A Chanson player called Hey I'm Tim played Piltover 20 out of 20 games and ended up rank 7 on the NA server. Before we're getting into how we can force the comp, we have to know the standard way to play Piltover. Piltover is one of the strongest comps in the meta, but you can only play the comp if you're getting the 3 out of 4 units in the start of the game. Orianna, Vi, Echo and Jace. This is something you always should have an eye out for in the start of the game, no matter what you're planning on playing. Are you getting 3 out of these 4 units? You should play Piltover for sure. The active trait makes us get T-Hex, who will stack up every time we lose a fight, and you will get even more stacks if you're having a lose streak, just like with gold. When we do win a fight, we will do what's called a Cashout, and here we will get a lot of value like gold and items. The higher number of stacks, the bigger the Cashout will be. Our goal is to make T-Hex have as many stacks as possible. The amount of stacks you will gain will be 2 in the first 3 losses in a row. Then you will start gaining 3 stacks for 2 rounds, then 4 stacks for 2 rounds, and after these 7 losses, you will now be on 20 stacks. From here you will gain 5 for your 8th and 9th loss, and you will even gain 10 if you have 10 losses. But the number that we are looking for is at least 20, so that's 7 losses in a row. If we can hit 25 or more, that is just even better, but we will be fine with 20. An example could be that we're losing every single fight from the start of the game, and then win a round at stage 3-5. From here you will get a lot of gold and items, making you really strong and make you able to win streak the rest of the game. There's a few tips and tricks that you should be aware of when you're playing Piltover the normal way. You should get 3 of the units at the latest at stage 2-3, and then you will play around them for a lose streak. To make sure that you're losing every single round before you want the cash out, there is a few things that you can be aware of. One thing you could do is to play the weakest board that you can. This would be your standard board, and here you have the chance to trap Vi. That means your units in front of Vi have to die before Vi even can come into the fight. This is the weakest possible board that you can make, and is something that you can consider if you're scared of winning the next fight. When you level up naturally, you will often play gunners. That could be something like Graves. But again, to make sure that you're not winning the round, you will prefer not to level up Graves and Orianna, since they do have the ability to win a fight in the early game. Another thing that you can consider is not going level 5 at stage 3-1. And you should also not go level 6 at stage 3-2 as we normally do. Our first priority is to lose every single round, and the second thing is to kill a few units. Killing a few units makes us have more health in the other end of the game. Stage 3 is all about maintaining the lose streak, but killing a few units every single round. A way that you can buff up your team just a little bit is by not slamming any items, but still playing active traits. The traits that you're looking for is Piltover, Gunners and Rogue. When it comes to stage 3-5, it's time to cash out. And now we want to play the strongest board as possible. In set 9.5, we do not roll down at level 7, but we stay level 6 and do a roll down to hit Jinx and Jace. We want to do a roll down until we're hitting a 2-star Jinx and a 2-star Jace. If we are lucky, we also hit a 1-star Sejuani and a 1-star Aphelios. This gives us the best possible board. After the cash out, we are looking for Jace to 3-star, a Jinx to 3-star, the other low cost units to 2-star, start going up in levels and get in Sejuani and Aphelios if you don't already have them, get them to 2-star as well, and then keep going up in levels. When we end up finding Heimerdinger, we will take out Vi. And when we see Sion and Aatrox, we will put them in as well. This is what your end board could look like. You could obviously also play Gangplank instead of Aphelios, but else this board is a super strong board and is basically what you're looking for when you're playing Piltover the normal way. Alright, so that's what you want to do when you play normally and are lucky to get 3 Piltover units early in the game naturally. Now we're getting into how we're playing the forcing Piltover strat. I just want to mention, if you skip the first part, you have to make sure that you know everything about the standard Piltover before you're playing the forcing strat. Alright, step 1 is to pick the Penguin as legend. You're looking for the augments metabolic, and that means you want the gold or plats at stage 2-1. And as for your second and third augment, you're looking for a combat one, so you can cash out later in the game. Step 2. No matter if you're playing Piltover or not, start your lose streak right away. If everyone have a strong board, try to kill a unit or two, but prioritize to lose so you can pick the unit that you need at the first carousel. Step 3. Pick Jace, Echo or Vi at the carousel. Step 4. If you do not already have 3 Piltovers at this point, you will do a roll down at stage 2-5. If you at this point do not hit the units that you want, you have to play something completely different. Step 5. Keep your lose streak all the way into stage 3 and make sure that you're losing every single round at this stage as well, and if possible, kill a few units, but do remember that losing is the first priority of all. And as mentioned in the start of the video, things to be aware of is you don't have to go level 5 at stage 3-1 and you don't have to go level 6 at stage 3-2. You can play gunners as you need them later, but do not slam items. And you can also consider to put your melee units in the corner to trap them. You can also even consider to sell your whole board and only play the Piltover units if you have to. All of these things are fine to do as long as you keep losing, but again, if you can kill a few units, that is better than not. Step 6. Cash out when you hit 20 to 25 stacks. If you start stacking at stage 2-5, that means at stage 4-1 or 4-2 is the time that you want to do the cash out. This is what you're looking for, but if you're very healthy or skilled, you can go for 30 or 40 stacks. Your board on cash out would look like something like this. You're playing Aphelios as your carry, Sejuani as the main tank. The other units is just to get all the right traits active. 3 in Piltovers, 4 in Gunners, 2 in Bruisers, 2 in Rogues, and even the Son with a mod on Jinx or Echo. Do you find yourself in a situation where you have the chance to get Jinx and Jace to 3-star, you can also pick them as the carry. But in most cases, these units is also contested, and that means Aphelios would be the best option. Before you start building your board to do the cash out at stage 4-1 or 4-2, you have to check on how much gold you have. If you have the option to go level 8 with 50 gold, you would definitely do that. If you cannot do that, you will just roll at level 7 to hit this board. Try to see if you can get Aphelios to 2-star and Sejuani as well, and from here then go level 8, put in more units, and then level 9 to play the full board, as I will show you in a minute. Do we have the option to go level 8 and roll down? We are still playing for this board, but then we also put in one of the 5-cost units. That would be Sion, Aatrox or Heimerdinger. When we have Aphelios to 2-star and Sejuani if possible, we are looking for level 9. Put in Sion, Aatrox and Heimerdinger at level 8 if possible, and when you hit level 9, this is the board that you are looking for. That means we are taking out Jinx and putting in Gangplank. We are also taking out Vi, who was in the front line, and put it in Heimerdinger. And then we're adding Sion and Aatrox as just mentioned. This is the full board, and are you hitting this, you have a huge chance of going number 1 in the game. Items that you're looking for is Rageblade, Infinity Edge, Giant Slayer and Guardbreaker. This is the best items for Aphelios. Other items that is also fine to slam is Deathblade, Last Whisper and even Gunblade. The best frontline items are these, but we could also use all the other pure tank items. These augments is the best ones that you're looking for. Other than of course Metabolic as the first augment, we're looking for combat augments. And that will be anything that buffs up gunners, gives us more frontline, or even gives us more attack speed. That was all for now. Let me know in the comments how it went when you did play this 1 or 8th comp. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in my next guide.